What if I told you that just $25 a week could completely change your financial future? Most people spend more than that on coffee, but imagine turning that into over $5,000 every single month in passive income. Sounds impossible? Stick around, because I'm about to show you exactly how to do it. Hey, my name is Jack, and before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, you're going to want to follow along with every step of this journey. Look, I get it. You're probably thinking of this as another get-rich-quick scheme. But you are wrong. What I'm about to share with you isn't some shady crypto investment or multi-level marketing scheme. This is a proven investment strategy that wealthy people have been using for decades, and they'd prefer you didn't know about it. And the strategy I'm talking about is called DRIP. And here's the crazy part. Using this exact strategy, I'm going to show you how you can transform that modest $25 weekly investment into a portfolio worth over $500,000. Sounds too good to be true? Stay with me, because the math is about to blow your mind. DRIP stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan, and it's honestly one of the smartest ways to grow your wealth over time. Here's how it actually works in the stock market. When you own shares in a company that pays dividends, you have two choices. You can either take that dividend money as cash and spend it on whatever you want, or you can reinvest those dividends to buy more shares automatically. And here's where the magic happens. Those new shares also pay dividends, which you reinvest, which buys more shares, which pays more dividends. Now, what makes DRIP so powerful is something called compound interest. Albert Einstein allegedly called it the eighth wonder of the world, and once you see it in action, you'll understand why. Let's break this down with a simple example. Suppose you find a stock worth $20 per share, and you manage to buy 100 shares. This company pays a $1 dividend per share every year. At the end of year one, you've got $100 in dividends. Now, instead of taking that $100 and buying yourself a nice dinner, you reinvest it. That buys you 5 more shares. So now you own 105 shares total. The next year, those 105 shares each pay $1 in dividends. That's $105. You reinvest again. Now you've got 110 shares. The following year, $110 in dividends. Then 115 shares. Then $120 in dividends. See what's happening? Each year, you're getting more money, which buys more shares, which generates even more money. That's compound interest at work, my friend. But wait, there's another hidden benefit to this strategy that most people completely overlook. It's called dollar cost averaging, and it's going to protect you from one of the biggest mistakes investors make. Let me explain. The problem with most investors is that they try to time the market. They wait for the perfect moment to buy, constantly stressing about whether prices are going up or down. And you know what happens? They either buy at the peak or never buy at all. Dollar cost averaging eliminates that problem entirely. Instead of trying to predict the market, you simply invest the same amount regularly, every week, every month, whatever works for you, regardless of whether the market is up or down. Let's say you invest $100 every month through a DRIP. Some months, the share price might be $50, so you buy 2 shares. Other months, the price drops to $25, so you buy 4 shares. Over time, your average cost per share ends up somewhere in the middle, smoothing out all those market fluctuations. And here's my favorite part about DRIP investing. It's completely automatic. Once you set it up with your broker, everything runs on autopilot. You don't have to remember to reinvest your dividends. You don't have to manually place orders. It just happens in the background while you focus on living your life. Now, I promised you I'd show you how to turn $25 a week into over $500,000 paying $5,000 monthly. But there's one more step we need to add to supercharge this strategy. The real game changer is making regular contributions on top of reinvesting your dividends. For this example, we're going with $25 per week. That's $100 per month, or $1,200 per year. Less than most people spend on streaming services and takeout. By adding $25 every single week, you're doing three powerful things. First, you're accelerating how quickly you buy new shares. More money equals more shares, which means faster compounding. Second, you're doubling down on that dollar cost averaging benefit we talked about. Spreading your purchases across every single week means you're perfectly positioned to take advantage of both the highs and the lows of the market. And third, it's easily manageable. $25 a week isn't going to break your budget. It's automatic with DRIP, so you literally set it and forget it. But here's the thing. Not all stocks are created equal for a drip strategy. You need to be selective. You need to choose companies that are going to be around for decades, paying and growing their dividends year after year. I focus on 4 categories of stocks when building a DRIP portfolio. Let me walk you through each one. First up, we have blue-chip dividend stocks. These are household names with decades of proven performance and reliable dividend payments. Companies like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble. They have survived recessions, market crashes, world events, and they're not going anywhere. They form the solid foundation of your portfolio, providing stability and consistent income. Next, we have the dividend aristocrats. These are companies that haven't just paid dividends, but also have increased their dividends for at least 25 consecutive years. That means through dot-com crashes, housing crises, pandemics, they kept raising their dividend payments. Companies like AT&T, ExxonMobil, and Walmart are in this elite club. If a company has raised dividends for 25+ years, chances are they're not going to suddenly stop now. These stocks stabilize your long-term strategy and provide predictable growth. Third category is high-yield dividend stocks that pay higher than average dividend yields right now. Companies like Realty Income Corporation, AbbVie Incorporated, and Verizon Communications fall into this group. Now, I'll be honest, these can be a bit riskier than blue chips or aristocrats. But when used strategically as part of a diversified portfolio, they can significantly boost your income stream. The key is balance. Finally, we have growth-oriented dividend stocks. These companies give you the best of both worlds: capital appreciation and dividend income. We're talking about tech giants and innovative companies like Microsoft, Apple, Visa, that are growing rapidly while still rewarding shareholders. These companies are expanding their market share, increasing their profits, and paying dividends that grow year after year. So now that you know the 4 categories, which specific stocks should you actually buy? I've handpicked 5 stocks that tick all the right boxes for our $25 a week strategy. And when I show you the numbers on these, you're going to see exactly how we get to that $500,000 portfolio. After analyzing dozens of stocks across all 4 categories, I've built a portfolio with 5 carefully selected investments. Let me introduce you to each one. First, NextEra Energy Incorporated. Current dividend yield of 2.76%, a dividend growth rate of 10.98%, an annual share price appreciation of 11.98%. This clean energy leader is positioned perfectly for the future. Second, Starbucks Corporation. With 3.01% dividend yield, 16.69% dividend growth, and solid fundamentals. Every coffee they sell contributes to your dividend. Third, Abbott Laboratories. Healthcare is recession-resistant, and Abbott shows it with a 2.1% yield, 11.4% dividend growth, and 10.31% annual appreciation. Fourth, the Home Depot. 2.59% yield, a 17.91% dividend growth, and 16% annual share price appreciation. And finally, fifth, ProShares S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrats ETF. This is an exchange-traded fund that holds a basket of aristocrat stocks, giving you instant diversification. 2.04% yield, 20.48% dividend growth, and 8.17% appreciation. Now, when you combine these 5 stocks into one portfolio, here's what your overall metrics look like. An average current dividend yield of 2.5%. Average dividend growth rate of 15.49%. An average annual share price appreciation of 10.87%. Those are solid numbers. But can this portfolio actually generate enough returns over time for you to retire comfortably? Let's run the numbers and find out. Meet Harry. Harry decides to invest $25 every single week into this exact portfolio. That's $100 per month, or $1,200 per year. Not a fortune, but consistent. After year 1, Harry's weekly contributions have grown his portfolio to $2,560. Modest start, right? Fast forward 10 years. With weekly contributions and dividend reinvestment, Harry's portfolio has grown to $27,825. Not bad. He's invested $12,000 of his own money, and it's more than doubled. After 20 years, $145,500. Harry's put in $24,000 total, and his portfolio has grown to nearly 6 times that amount. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. After 30 years, Harry's portfolio is now valued at $823,000. And here's the craziest part. He's now receiving $63,900 in dividends every year. That breaks down to approximately $5,280 every single month. Let's put this in perspective. Harry invested $25 a week for 30 years. That's $39,000 of his own money out of pocket. But his portfolio added $786,500 in total growth. And get this, $464,521 of that came purely from reinvested dividends. That's the power of DRIP, compound interest, and consistent investing combined. Look, I know 30 years sounds like a long time. But here's the truth. Those 30 years are going to pass whether you start investing or not. The question is, where do you want to be when they do? You could retire in 30 years with nothing but Social Security and worry. Or you could retire with over $800,000 in your portfolio, paying you $5,000 plus every single month. The choice is yours. So what's stopping you from starting your journey today? Drop a comment below and let me know where you're at in your investing journey. And if you found this video valuable, if you can now see a clear path to financial freedom, consider subscribing. Oh, and before you go, make sure you watch my previous video on your car is costing you your salary. You might be throwing away thousands of dollars every year without even realizing it.